Just a normal road trip, until suddenly, their car tire exploded. At first, they thought it was just an accident. But the real horror was only beginning. On a deserted highway in the middle of nowhere, an unknown sniper started targeting them one by one. No way to escape, no hope of survival, and anyone who dared to peek their head out got taken down with a single bullet. In the beginning of the story, we see a deserted highway where a car is driving. But then a tire of that car gets punctured and that car starts going here and there uncontrollably. Somehow the driver of the car controls that car, and in that car the driver takes all the people out. There are 3 boys and 3 girls in this car who were going on a trip. Their names are Jody, Eric, Jeff, Karen, Todd, and all his girlfriends. In the wedding of Jody's sister, all of them are going to surprise her, and they take out the stepney kept in that car and start changing it, where they come to know that apart from them, no other car has left the deserted highway, and neither do they have a network on their mobile. That means neither can they get a call, nor can they call anyone. After this, we see Jeff, who is changing the tire, and the rest of the people are resting on the other side of the car due to the sun. Then Eric goes a little far to do the toilet. Now Jeff is changing the stepney of the car. Then he finds a bullet in the tire. That means someone has fired a bullet on the tire. And he doesn't take this very seriously, because that was a dense and deserted area, and he couldn't see anyone around the road. That's when Todd sees that the stepney tire, which was kept nearby, has fallen from there and started going ahead on the highway. That's why he goes behind him to take the tire. After this, Sarah comes to the other side to see Jeff. She is surprised to see that someone had shot Jeff and his head was completely destroyed. Before she could tell everyone about her reaction, she also gets shot in the eye. After this, another bullet hits her other eye as well. After seeing all this, the rest of the people immediately try to hide behind the car, because they have understood that someone is hiding and aiming at them. All of them get very scared. But before Todd could hide behind the car, a bullet hits his shoulder, which injures him. At the same time, Eric also moves ahead to get closer to everyone. But he also hides behind a tree while hearing the sound of bullets. But the shooter sitting far away now fires at Eric as well. However, he covers himself behind the tree. That's why he doesn't get shot. The shooter also fires at his friend who was hiding behind the car. But all 3 of them were safe. Now everyone has understood that they are trapped in a very big problem. And they have a mobile, but there is no network in it. They don't understand how those people will get out of here. After this, Todd ties his mobile with a selfie stick and moves upwards to find the network. But that shooter also shoots that mobile, due to which that mobile breaks completely, and now everyone gets very worried. Those people don't understand how to get out of this problem and who is killing them for no reason. At the same time, Todd tells everyone that we have to go to some other place from this place where the range of that shooter can't reach. But now all those people understand that that shooter is very perfect. His aim is very good. That's why the couple turns on their mobile camera to know the location of that shooter and starts looking for him here and there. Here Karen turns her jacket outwards so that the shooter thinks that jacket is one of them and shoots at it, and the couple traps that sniper, i.e. that shooter, in their camera. Meanwhile, Todd reaches inside the car because Jeff had changed the tire of the car earlier. He tries to start the car, but then the shooter starts shooting again, and somehow Todd saves his life and hides behind the car again. At the same time, the couple shows the video captured in their mobile to everyone, in which they find out that the shooter is sitting on a tree from where he is shooting at them. But those people don't understand that why is he doing this? What is his enmity with that shooter who wants to kill him badly? Now all the people were very worried and ready to try everything to save their lives, but they don't understand that what should they do? After this, Todd ties the toolkit on his hands and starts pushing the car forward with all the people, because these people think that the shooter can kill them anytime at this place. Actually, they had put their car in neutral gear. That's why they are pushing it forward slowly. But Eric is still hiding behind that tree. Then we are shown that the shooter is reloading his gun. Taking advantage of this, Eric runs from behind that tree and tries to reach his friends. But that shooter was so perfect that he had reloaded his gun again, and while running, he starts shooting at Eric. A bullet hits his leg, but he still doesn't give up and moves forward to his friends. But that shooter shoots one more bullet, which injures him badly. But he still doesn't give up. But this time the shooter shoots at his back, which makes him unconscious and falls down. Now like this, those people had a lot of time. They were all worried due to hunger and thirst. Karen sees a bottle of water in the car, which she takes out with the help of a hammer, and one by one, all the people drink a little water from that bottle. Those people throw the bottle near Eric, who was unconscious. He starts drinking water from that bottle. At that time, that shooter also shoots at his hand, due to which Eric's condition worsens a lot and he starts suffering from pain. After this, we are shown that Todd is completely broken now because his girlfriend Sarah's dead body is in front of him. He tells Karen and his girlfriend that he loves Sarah a lot. He can't see his dead body lying like this because he was going to marry her. But now nothing is left in his life. That's why he comes out of the back of the car and comes in the range of the shooter. But that shooter doesn't shoot him. He goes near Sarah's dead body, keeps her hand in his hand and kisses her, and sits near her dead body. At the same time, a wolf is moving towards Eric. He thinks that maybe that wolf will kill him. But before the wolf could kill him, Eric dies there. After seeing all this, Todd is completely broken and he gets very angry at the shooter. That's when he sees that a car is moving towards him on the same highway. He tells that car not to go ahead. But he starts firing a gun at the shooter Todd and starts moving him away from that highway. That car is now moving fast towards him. And in the meantime, he shoots the shooter Todd in the chest, because of which he falls near his girlfriend Sarah and dies there. Now that car reaches there very fast. Inside the car, we see a family in which there was a husband, wife, and their daughter. The wife was driving that car and the husband was sleeping. Seeing the dead bodies lying on the highway, she tries to wake up her husband. But before that, the shooter shoots him, because of which his car turns uncontrollably on the highway. And all three people sitting in the car get badly injured. That lady somehow gets out of that car, which was badly injured. She wants to save her husband and her daughter. But that's when Karen and Jody ask her to hide behind the car, so that the shooter can't see her. But she doesn't understand anything. In the meantime, the shooter kills that lady. After this, we see her husband who comes out of the car. And Jody explains to him that somehow he should hide behind the car. He understands her and hides behind the car. They both ask him to call the police so that they can be saved. And when that man is calling the police, the shooter shoots at the diesel tank of his car, because of which the car gets blasted, and he gets killed in the blast. After this, we are shown his daughter who was lying injured on the highway. Actually, she was unconscious, but now she has regained consciousness and she gets up from there to find her parents. But that shooter also kills that little girl. After this, we see Jody and Karen who are completely broken, and they also think that maybe that shooter will kill both of them. But Karen has not given up yet. She says that we should wait till night so that we can escape from here somehow. Karen makes a plan and tells Jody that we will execute this plan at night. It gets dark in some time. Karen and Jody were completely ready to execute that plan. Karen takes out the tire of the car and takes out the tube from it, and burns that tube inside the car itself so that there is smoke all around and they get a chance to escape from here. But that shooter who was still sitting on the tree and watching the way of those people, he does not understand anything because there was smoke all around. That's why Jody and Karen were going to take advantage of this and escape from there. That's when they see a police truck moving towards them. 2 snipers and 2 officers were also present in that truck. But they also did not know where that shooter was. The reason behind the police reaching here is that that man had told everything to the police before the blast. That's why the police could reach here. Sitting in the police truck, he calls his team for an officer backup. But during this time, that shooter also shoots that officer. Now that police truck was completely uncontrolled and it was moving ahead. One of the 2 snipers sitting in this truck falls down. That merciless shooter who was sitting on the tree sees him and shoots him to death. Seeing all this, Karen tells Jody that we have to somehow escape from here and go towards the forest. Only then we will be able to save our lives. But Jody was still very scared. She thinks that the shooter will kill her too. That's why she does not want to go anywhere from here. Karen now starts running towards the forest alone, and after reaching a little distance, that shooter also kills her. After this, that police truck also came very close to Jody. And Jody runs and reaches the police truck, in which 2 police officers were still present. Jody tells them that there is a sniper sitting on the tree and is aiming at people. He has killed many people so far. She says that we should all run away from here. But both the police officers want to kill that sniper at any cost, because that shooter has killed 2 of her friends. That's why they start firing towards the tree. But not a single bullet hits the shooter, because the police officers do not know exactly where he is sitting in which part of the tree. And now that shooter kills both the police officers one by one. Seeing this, Jody gets very scared, because now she was the only survivor on that highway. After this, Jody shows a lot of courage and tries to run away from there with that police truck. But then the shooter also fires at her. Meanwhile, a bullet comes straight and hits Jody's shoulder, due to which the truck becomes uncontrolled and directly hits the same tree on which the shooter was shooting everyone sitting on. Due to the collision, the shooter falls down from the tree. The gun of the shooter moves away from him. Jody takes that gun with her, but that shooter takes a knife in his hand and moves ahead to finish Jody, because he thinks that Jody is very scared. That's why she won't shoot him with a gun. But that doesn't happen. Jody fires 3 to 4 bullets at the shooter with that gun, due to which he falls on the ground. Jody was very angry because the shooter had killed all her friends. She turns her gun upside down, attacks him continuously and starts killing him. Meanwhile, by mistake, the trigger of that gun gets suppressed, due to which the bullet is fired, and she goes straight and hits Jody's neck, due to which Jody dies there. And in this way, no one survives there. Actually, that shooter was a psycho and serial killer who was making people his target for no reason. But in the end, he is also killed. And with this, the story of this film ends here. We hope that you liked this story.